fucking congrats.
I mean, they are still yelling at each other about the Lakers, y'all. I wish I could say. Guess what? All-Star starters, 2 Eastern today, but that doesn't mean we can't try to figure out who we think it's going to be. So we got the East up first, and we're going to start with my favorite team out of the East, the Pistons, and CADE Cunningham.
That was breaking
Thoughts
Lock.
on that one right there?
Lock. I think we need to talk about this guy more. MVP talks, 26, 10, 6, 46% from the field. He's one of the game's best closers. They play every team tight because the way they defend and how tough they are. And at the end of the game, they literally give this dude the ball, let him rock. He is a lock starting point guard on the Eastern Conference All-Star team.
Okay, that's a lock.
By the way, the East is kind of obvious, I think, this year.
You think? I don't know. Well, hold on.
Obviously, CADE is the head of this Pistons team. Mature beyond his years. Obviously his numbers are impressive, but the most impressive for me is almost 10 assists a game. This is going along with also 26 points a game. I think he's a complete player, a leader on the floor, a real point guard on the floor, gets his guys involved, makes the guys around him better. I don't think it's a player in this league that wouldn't jump at the opportunity to play with CADE Cunningham.
So lock. Okay, we got one lock.
Easy money.
All right.
Yeah, he's the best player on the best team in the conference.
Okay, so that one's easy. Then why don't we go next? JALEN, Brunson, Lou. Talk to me about this guy. Lock or not?
Absolute lock.
Lock.
Absolute lock. If it ain't CADE Cunningham, it's going to be Jalen Brunson as the best point guards in the Eastern Conference. He's obviously the anchor to what the New York Knicks are doing and how they're playing. Not in the best run right now, but they've been a consistent over the last few years, and that's on the back of Jalen Brunson. I like the fact of how he leads, how he plays. His assists is up. Field goal percentage is up. This is an absolute lock for me.
Yeah, 28, 6, 3, consistent, tough. Again, another great closer in the league, clutch player of the year in previous years. And again, they're going through a tough stretch right now, but through the consistency all season long, what he's done, the NBA Cup games, he's been the best player for the Knicks all year long. And again, they are a 3 seed. They're going to get rewarded a starter, and it's going to be Jalen Brunson.
Bad boy right here, Jalen Brunson. Obviously, he's going to go up in the rafters as being one of the greatest Knicks ever.
As a champion?
Are they champion?
No, as a champion, will he go up in the
Doubt it. But individually, he'll be up in the rafters. I am a fan of Brunson. I think he's having an incredible year. He's only piggybacking off of the recent years he's had with the past current season. So well-deserving. I think he'll continue to dominate this season, continue to show, he's if not one, the second best guard in the East. Well-deserved.
All right, Jaylen Brown. It's almost as if he's reintroduced himself to some folks this season.
Yes, he has.
And was much needed.
Yep.
There was so much doubt and talk around this Boston Celtics team. And Jaylen Brown stepped up and put him on his back, and he's put them in a position to be talked about in the Eastern Conference. And he made a case. He was upset about not being Eastern Conference Player of the Month. I will make a case to say he's probably playing the best basketball of anybody in the entire league right now with what he's been able to do over the past 60 days. This is an absolute lock.
Lock. And again, with all the turnover in Boston, when you lose Holiday, when you lose Porzingis, when Jason Tatum goes out, there was low expectation for this team. They started off a little shaky. Now they've gone on a huge run.
No expectation.
They're a 2 seed. It's all because of this dude right here.
Kind of awesome.
Jaylen Brown. He's been extremely hot in December and continued to be consistent. He's a lock.
And we can put a lot of the conversation to bed now. Him being able to show how good he is on a solo mission should put everything into perspective, how successful the Boston Celtics have been with and without Jason Tatum in that lineup.
Yeah, and I think J. Kidd tried to kind of stir the pot with who's the best player, who's what option it is. And obviously Jason Tatum went down. You never want to see that. But even when Tatum's back,
and we haven't heard that conversation since Jason Kidd as well.
No,
that's true.
Well,
great Jedi mind trick.
whatever it takes, man. Boogie, you're up next, because this dude's going through it. It's a little spicy right now for Giannis and his team and the fans, but lock?
Absolutely.
that's a good team.
This is Giannis. Regardless of the circumstances going on in Milwaukee, this is still Giannis. He's the premier player in this league, one of the faces of the league, one of the most dominant to ever lace up his sneakers. This is an obvious lock. I think his situation will eventually get figured out, but it's not stopping him from being an all-star. So, lock.
Yeah, I agree. And again, he's still going to be one of the better players in the NBA. And no matter what team he's on, no matter how many wins and losses, he's still going to put up insane numbers. He's still going to be that dominating physical force. So It's not positioned either this year, right? It's just 5 guys, so he's going to be the starting center, and he's more than capable of doing that.
Not to take us off a subject, but does Toronto not even get a look for a guy, or we have somebody coming off
As
the
a
bench?
starter?
You guys, yeah, there are reserves still too, but you guys,
Brandon Ingram would be.
you guys picked this, I thought. Isn't that what we did here? Because we got a 5th guy on here, and now
And it ain't a Raptor.
It's not. It's Donovan Mitchell. Now I think it's where it gets a little interesting.
Well,
Lou.
Brandon Ingram's averaging 21 and 6 and 4, and again they're the surprise team.
There's also a guy in Philly that's not doing horrible
Yeah,
things.
Tyrese
either.
Maxey's averaging 30. He could have been the other one I thought.
Yeah, that's the only conversation I wanted to have. I brought up Toronto because of just records, but
Sure.
I had a slip of my mind. Yeah, they won't get a starter. They have a guy on the reserves, but Tyrese Maxey is somebody that we could have made a conversation for. But Donovan Mitchell has been great for the Cleveland Cavaliers in the way that they've played. But I can make the same case for Tyrese Maxey.
And Donovan Mitchell, again, there were such high expectations for this team. They brought the same team back. They had a historic start last year, and he's kind of been that consistent piece through the ups and the downs of this tough season. So I do think he gets the nod, but you could easily go Tyrese Maxey here. You could easily go Brandon Ingram here and reward winning. Like it all changes. I feel like year to year, but I'm okay with this pick too.
All right.
And these are our guesses, by the way.
These are the guesses. They'll
But
be
usually
a
we're
few
right
hours,
here.
the legit.
Yeah,
We're usually pretty spot on here.
I'm not mad at a Maxey consideration either. Either one of these guys could have been in this,
Head
and I
your
would have
bets,
been
guys.
okay with it.
Head your
Who's the
bets.
bench is what I want.
Well, we're not doing the bench.
Well, obviously Tyrese Maxey.
That's not today. We're going to take a quick break. We still got to do the West. That's the team for the East. It's not a bad-looking team.
It's a good team.
West is next. So the West will also have their starters, and this is as chosen by you guys.
By the
We're gonna
Bullets.
start because we'll find out later this afternoon. LUKA DONCIC. You guys all agreed a lock on that one. Chandler, you're his biggest fan, so.
I don't know if I'm his biggest fan, but I mean, 34 points a game. You know, love him, hate him. The guy is unbelievable. He's an all-world talent. I don't care how high his usage rate is. I don't care how high his ISO game is. He's unbelievable. He's unguardable. You have to tailor the whole defense to try and stop this dude. And he's having a great year. Like, look at those numbers. He is MVP talks. He is all NBA first team level. He's a lock to be a starter this year.
Absolute lock. His game speaks for itself. He's a huge talent in this league. Like Chandler said, ISO or not, you know who Luka Doncic is on a nightly basis. So definitely deserving.
Okay, we're going to go to the next
Retweet.
guy. Look, you don't get to be an MVP if your team's barely a play-in. But that's a different topic. We'll do that on another day when I really feel spicy. SGA. Lou, easy.
Yeah, without a doubt. This is the reigning MVP of the league, one of the best scorers in the game. His team is still on top of the world. They're looking like they're trending to be a back-to-back championship basketball team.
Ooh.
We don't really have to make a big case for SGA to be an all-star starter.
Imagine someone out there's like, nah, I don't know. I don't know if he's a guy.
Nobody will disagree with
They
this.
should watch another sport.
Right?
That's why I didn't have much to say about Luka. Like, some of these guys are
That one's
locked.
easy. That one's
Pretty
easy.
easy. That's a lock.
All right, so let's move on. Ant had himself a nice little weekend. Chandler?
I mean, yeah, there's no doubt about it. He's one of the better two-way players in the league. The Minnesota Timberwolves, they play so hard and so good on both sides of the floor, and it's because of him. 35-4. Again, he's must-watch TV. He's probably the most exciting player in the league to watch, and they're currently in the 4th seed right now. So their team is winning, and it's a huge part of what he's doing. So, again, I don't want to say a lock on this one, but
You don't want to lock it?
Stop it.
the other
Talk
two,
to me.
the other two we're gonna get. Our locks, and
Okay.
the other two we've said are locks. This is the only one I'm not 100% positive
Stop.
What I miss? Opposed to who?
Yeah.
Who would you put in front of him?
on. Kevin Durant.
Stop.
But I'm saying, again, it's deserving. He's going to make the All-Star game, and he's probably going to be a starter, but the only one I'd put ahead of him would be Kevin Durant.
This is interesting.
Kevin
though.
Durant
We
should
haven't.
have-
We haven't.
It's Luka, it's SGA, it's
I'm
Wemby,
putting
it's
Kevin Durant in
Jokic.
over Wemby. If that's the case.
Excuse me? What?
We're talking about a guy that's
You're
coming off
nuts.
the bench on minute restriction and has missed.
Coming off the bench. Are we really doing this?
He's sixth man of the year, though,
Stop
baby.
it. He is
He's
sixth man of the
missed
year.
a significant amount of time.
Man, I can't
I'm
do
not
this show right
saying
now.
I'm not saying anybody's better. I'm basing it off how
You
the season
literally
is
just
going.
said someone's better.
I didn't say that.
What?
I said he's coming off the bench. He's on minute restrictions, and he also missed.
Kevin
a
Durant is
significant amount of time.
26, 5 and 5, shooting 51 from the field and 40
And
from 3.
what's
Yeah.
Wemby?
not that.
He's 25, 11, 3, and 52% from the field. But by all means, let's not talk about Wemby as a lock.
I'm telling you, Jokic and Wemby and SGA and Luka are locks. This would be the only, maybe not a lock.
You have to, no, Anthony Edwards is a lock.
And Kevin Durant would be the only guy I'd put in ahead of Anthony Edwards. That's all I'm saying.
I know, but he's
like,
saying you put him in ahead of Wemby.
I said, if I had to consider it, that would be the only one. I'm not taking Anthony Edwards out. The only one I would consider is Wemby. And I just told you why. It's simply based off the circumstances. It's not because he's a lesser player. It's not because Kevin Durant is a better player. It's based off the circumstances.
Can Kawhi Leonard get a little love?
No.
Well, I mean...
Starting?
Not
no.
Starting. Lou, are you moving Ant? You moving Wemby if you got to move one? If Durant somehow is a starter...
I like the case that Boogie made. Now, I personally... You gotta listen to me.
I don't like listening at all.
Give it a Lou.
No, I like the case that Boogie presented. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think Wemby is the guy that the league is hedging all of their bets on. He's definitely
He's
definitely gonna be an
Absolutely.
all-star. He's definitely gonna be an all-star starter. But I like the case that Boogie made.
I'll tell you this, West by the spread will be 15.5 West.
Well, yes, if it was constructed as this, but remember, the world will step in.
Do we even have to finish the rest of the team?
Well, yeah. So we got Wemby and then we got Jokic. I feel like that's a.
Again, I think Wemby is going to get in. First of all, his numbers are great. Yes, he's gone through injuries. Yes, he's coming off the bench.
Coming off the bench.
The impact that
Y'all did it.
No, I mean I don't hate it.
Y'all did it.
Should
Y'all
we start the Wemby for 6th man of the year?
Wemby for 6 man.
Well, did we not say that like a week and a half ago?
MVP 6 man.
Yeah.
He's everything.
The way he changes the game for this young team, how good he is offensively and defensively, he's got to be a
He
starter.
shaved his head, man. He's terrifying now.
And it looks great.
I know,
Is
of
he?
course
He looks nicer to me.
Nicer as
He
in,
looks
like,
peaceful
sweet.
to me, yeah, he looks like-
That's what's dangerous.
That's what the monks want you to think.
His stats are so good, they don't even have the 3 blocks up there on
Yeah,
his
there's
line.
not enough room in our.
Put the 3 blocks up there. Take the assist
Yeah, who
away.
cares about the assist?
we don't
This has
care.
nothing to do with Wemby's numbers. It's simply about how they're managing him this season. We all know Wemby is great. He has the chance to be the greatest to ever touch a basketball. But speaking on the current situation, he's been hurt, he's been coming off the bench, and he's been playing under minute restrictions. That's the only asterisk next to his name as far as being a starter.
Jokic has been hurt. I guess he shouldn't probably be on here either then.
Lock.
Oh, wait, what? Number 5?
By the way, is this the fan thing too? Like, is this a lot of this has to do with fan vote?
This is the everything, right? Like the starter.
So, like, technically, Steph Curry could get voted in as a starter.
It's 50%
Absolutely.
is the fan vote.
The West, by the way, the West is dicey.
Everything.
We're debating for no reason.
That's what I'm saying. It could be Steph, it
swear
could
to
be
God,
KD,
fans.
it could be Kawhi, it could be Devin Booker. There's so many
I was
players
gonna
in the
say,
West.
it's interesting that we haven't talked about a lot of our legacy acts, the Steph Currys and the Kevin Durant's.
That's a good sign, though.
Yeah, it's a great sign that
Those
a
guys
lot of these
could
young
all
guys
get
are
in.
doing that thing.
And then
I think they all still do get in.
And then think about
I think
the other ones that aren't going to start, but like, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're doing it tomorrow. But this team is it. By the way, it's going to be
there's worlds.
those 5 or Kevin Durant instead of one of them.
Okay, so the Kevin Durant. By the way,
Steph Curry.
Maybe they go Kevin Durant and then bring Wemby off the bench again.
Steph Curry is in this conversation, y'all.
Y'all, no, Lou's right.
Wemby's used to
If
coming
fans
off
is
the
50
bench. Why don't they bring him off the bench?
I ain't going around with y'all.
Guys, it's not even going to look like this because it's going to be the world and 2 U.S. teams.
Oh yeah, Wemby's not even on this
That's
team.
right. So no matter what happens, the world's.
So we got
crushing.
5. We got 5 worlds. We got 5 worlds in the starting lineup of the team.
Organically, that was 5 worlds
Giannis,
without even trying.
SGA,
Correct.
Luka, Wemby, Jokic. So
Yeah,
they
so
only
everyone
get
that's-
3 more.
Everyone that's worried about there not being enough world, there's going to be.
So they only get 3 more too.
Yeah, they get 3. Stop saying they. I'm the they. Remember, I already.
And Jamal Murray and Sengun they only get 1 more.
Okay, you know what? We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back on the
right.
other side. What's they?
Everyone else.
Okay, then you don't get to cheer at all.
Run it up, run it back, run it up.